Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
I'm Will Legater.
And spooky, spooky, spooky. It's time. What? Look behind you, Will. Kidding.
It's Uma Thurman.
It's Uma Thurman. I'm kidding, Will. You haven't cheated on your wife and killed. Well, let's just say spoilers from the very.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have. We've done like 9 episodes now, and we've never once said the word spoiler alert.
I mean,
even though
we've also
them,
not
so
really discussed the plots of the film for people who haven't seen it. We've just, but that's something they've got to get used to, I think.
West Side Story, we kept talking about Tony's death.
We did. Pony.
How many bullets, Gino? Enough for me, enough for you. Oh, incomparable Natalie Wood. We didn't give a spoiler alert about her death.
We just.
I loved your genuine surprise when we got to the hour mark and we were like, I'm genuinely surprised, Tom, that you haven't talked about the murder, accidental death.
We don't want to be putting any names onto this.
Don't liable again from the Wagner estate.
I'm looking forward to our special guest, Christopher Walken, in a few weeks' time, who will hopefully reveal all.
We finally, we get a star that big. And first question, I'm not subtle at all. Did you put saw it, didn't you? You saw him push her in. Wagner, you saw it push her in. Tell us the truth.
Well,
did you order that code red? Did you order a code red? You want the truth. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
There are people and they stand on walls. Who's going to stand on those walls? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I could do the whole monologue for you. Do you want me to do the whole end of A Few Good Men?
As much as I love Jack Nicholson, today's not the day.
It's the wrong answer. What is today's episode, Will? Because it's not A Few Good Men.
It's not. It's What Lies Beneath, the 2000s movie starring Harrison Ford and the wonderful Michelle Pfeiffer.
The incomparable
directed
Michelle
by
Pfeiffer.
Back to the Future director Robert Zemeckis.
She's awake.
We'll be quick and quiet.
I don't want to be either.
I'll miss you so much.
I'll come back all the time.
All the time? Did a great job. She's a good kid.
We did.
What are they doing next door?
I guess the neighbors are making up.
Leave it open.
Think we can take them?
It's worth a try.
Just us now.
5, 6, 4.
It's a really good thriller, horror, call it what you will. It's great.
The DVD special feature is called Constructing the Perfect Thriller. And although I don't like the immodesty of that title, I think they're spot on. I think this is a perfect thriller.
Yeah.
I've actually got something for what's the change, but you cannot fault the perfect screenplay, the perfect ratcheting of tension.
The build up, it's just everything is so well placed,
facilitated by the incredible performances. I think they're 2 underrated performances. Let's talk about spoilers. I like that Harrison Ford hasn't gone down as one of the better villains of all time because it doesn't ruin the twist for people.
Yeah.
But this is one of the best villain performances, best gaslighting, evil men.
Yeah.
If anything, my change would be I want another half an hour after the reveal so that we get more of creepy Ford when he's, not pretending anymore and he's not changing his lie. I could sit through half an hour of him talking to Michelle Pfeiffer in the bath.
Oh, I love Harrison. It's just a wonderful casting as well.
It is great casting.
Because
I think people underestimate the ability to cast somebody like Harrison Ford, and you just take it for granted, and you're constantly rooting for him. But you've got Meg Ryan in Proof of Life, where you're like, oh, she's America's sweetheart. She's not going to fuck Russell Crowe whilst they're dealing with hostage negotiations for a husband. Fun fact, of course, being that during the filming of Proof of Life, she ended up fucking Russell Crowe and left her real-life husband, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Great film, Proof of Life. Proof of Life, future of maybe not. From the director,
maybe not.
Because do you know why? Because we're not talking about Proof of Life before we talk about Taylor Hackford's masterpiece, The Devil's Advocate. But we will get to that. The lesser Hackford oeuvre, Proof of Life, and Ray. I like Ray though. Actually, don't mind Ray. Yeah. I'll stick by Ray. Opening line Hall of Fame. Good morning, beauty. To wake up to Michelle Pfeiffer going, good morning, beauty. I mean, it's not the dream. I mean, it's part of the dream.
Is it not? It's. I mean, if she was dressed up as Catwoman, that's the dream.
Yes. Honey, I'm home. Oh wait, I'm not married.
Oh,
that scene and the music and she's stuffing the bunnies. That whole transformation scene, and she just rips dee 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 dee. That entire is impregnated, imprinted on my mind. It's definitely not impregnated.
You compare that to Nolan's Anne Hathaway version.
I didn't mind it.
Did you not?
I didn't mind it at all. I didn't mind it at all.
I think you were going to take my side there.
I'm caught in a trap like Elvis Presley, because you will not find a bigger fan of Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman than me. And, beside the immense sexuality and beautifulness and attractiveness of it, it's I think one of the better film portrayals of a Batman villain we've got. Obviously Heath Ledger, but I'm going to go Pfeiffer Catwoman before I go anybody else.
What, Heath and Pfeiffer?
Heath, Pfeiffer, a tie between Nicholson Joker and DeVito Joker.
Danny DeVito's Joker?
Yeah. Danny DeVito's Penguin. I'm turning into Orson Welles. Oh, the French champagne.
Action, Orson, please.
Just do anything?
No, sorry, cut.
There is a California champagne by Paul Masson.
Rolling. 102, take 2.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence.
Do I start now? Oh, the French champagne.
It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson.
102, take 3. Action, please.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence.
That's the video I've probably watched the most in my life. It's Orson Welles' drunken Paul Masson. There's a California champagne by Paul Masson. The French excellence. YouTube comments. This movie was good. If you're looking for a really scary movie, this could be one. It isn't. But there are many genres of scary. But the ending of this movie was very good. Let's talk about this now, because half of these comments are about how much the trailer gave away. Have you seen the trailer?
I haven't.
It gives up everything up until the final bathtub Uther reveal.
So people know exactly who Harrison is going into.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, for me, the trailer, it's so easy. For me, the trailer is just the first 40 minutes. Can you imagine if you watched that trailer and thought that you were going into this movie about the ghost of Rear Window? I mean, this is my favourite part of the film. It's not specific at all.
Mm.
That 40-minute Rear Window twist, that we're not watching Rear Window at all. We're watching, I don't know what the Hitchcock comparison would be. Dial M for Murder, maybe. Yeah, Dial M for Murder. But anyway, Shadow of a Doubt. We're watching the murderers in the house. This isn't Rear Window. We are not safe, as it were. Incredible. It's an incredible twist. Underrated twist. But yeah, unfortunately, what movie studios are telling you with trailers like this is that you're too stupid and don't have the attention span to wait and figure it out on your own. Sad. Donald Trump there. No. I saw this film at my local cinema on a large screen, and it had the effect of making you feel as though you were in the house of Michelle. It was very creepy. I watched this movie last night, and it was okay, but the ending was really good. My friend's dad thought this movie was so scary and said he would never see it again. So I just watched it, and I wasn't even scared. I could watch it again, though. I hope Rachel's grown up. I now want to watch this. This is real horror. None of that stupid slashing throats and unnecessary gore. Saw this when I was a kid, and I thought it was awesome and had a good twist. This movie just randomly popped in my head 2 minutes ago. Ha ha ha. Anyone else? Go on, sorry.
When does What Lies Beneath just randomly pop into your head? I suppose...
No, pops it all the time. I love What Lies Beneath. Anytime there's a creepy... Well, this was the big thing with when my mum letting us watch scary movies as a kid, because she let me watch this very early, because her whole thing was, you don't need to be scared, because she's a good ghost, isn't she? She just wants Harrison. She's the good ghost. She's not a scary ghost. Like, I remember it watching the final scene, and when she grabs hold of Harrison, and my mum just going, "See, she's a good ghost." You, sir, have posted the best comment ever, but I couldn't find the comment.
Oh,
very annoying. This is a really boring movie. I loved it, although it's pretty scary, especially the music.
Thanks.
I don't collect pretty good films. I want a film to be perfect all around. I have seen this movie like 5 times. It's addicting, and I have no clue why.
I find many movies are very addicting.
Yeah, it's that thing of... I think I'm over it now. Oh, I'm definitely over it now. I love watching different films, but I also... Me and my dad were channel surfing last night, and we watched the final hour of Shawshank again. We were in, it was the, Brooks had just topped himself, and Tommy Williams was just arriving, and we were like, oh yeah, watch a scene. Watch the whole film. We just watched the last hour of the film. And that's not like 20 minutes or whatever. We watched an hour. And that was also in the knowledge of that I knew I would be watching Shawshank Redemption in its entirety next week for the podcast. And I was like, that's okay. Because I know it's incredible. But also I like watching different films. Anyway, is that the one girl from Scarface? That's her, love heart. Yep, Michelle Pfeiffer. They are some YouTube comments. Next category is best 10-minute stretch. Is there an answer?
Yeah.
I think we can break our own rules. Best half an hour stretch. Ether onwards.
Yeah.
Unassailable. Some of the best tension, horror, thriller.
It's the amount of times it builds it up to you think, oh, she's just going to get away, and then it goes back another 5 steps backwards again. You've got to work your way back up. It's brilliant.
People do talk about it, but I don't think they talk about it enough, is how the bathtub escape, or not drowning, she doesn't manage to escape just yet, is one of the best 5 minutes ever made in film history.
Really,
it's flawless.
Let's move on to my big question now. What is the greatest bath scene ever in any movie? I mean, we've got honourable mentions. We've got Pretty Woman.
No. I don't like Pretty Woman at all. Has this come up yet?
It was a joke.
English Patient has a pretty sexy
That's
bath.
good.
Kristen Scott Thomas and Ralph Fiennes.
American Beauty.
Oh, that is a good bath, yeah.
That's a great one.
I have this weird thing where, I forget how much I love American Beauty. It's like I've gotten better with it. There was a period where it first started coming out, and I was like, oh no, but maybe. Oh, we don't need to talk about the legalities of the case, but
no, I really do think this is the greatest bath scene ever made.
I mean, there's not an interview I read with Zemeckis where he didn't mention Hitchcock. I have no doubt he was like, okay, I see your
heavily
shower.
Influenced.
I see your shower. I'll raise you a bath. Because who's going to attempt a bath scene now? Oh no. Black Swan's got a couple of good ones.
Oh, Black Swans, yes.
Because there's two, isn't there? I want you to go home and touch yourself. I want you to feel free. I want you to be like the Black Swan. And then she goes under the bath, and does she see evil her, or does she see Mila Kunis? There's a bit of blood. It's been a while since I've seen it. Incredible though. Love Black Swan.
But is
attack it.
As terrifying as Nightmare on Elm Street? That's a scary
that
bath
is
scene.
good.
That's a very scary bath scene.
That is good. And it's so short.
That stopped me having baths for weeks. I haven't washed since. I do shower. I just want to make that.
I struggled with showering for a while because at my old house it was a blurred. What I don't know. What's it called? Opaque.
Opaque.
It was an opaque screen, so I couldn't see anything. Didn't like that. Here I shower all the time. And also I don't have a psychotic husband, so I can have a bath whenever I like. Yeah, it is the best. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Without a doubt, yeah.
One of the best tense 5 minutes of all time. If we were to play devil's advocate, is what would be the second best 10-minute stretch? I didn't think about this beforehand, so I'm really throwing us both in here.
I'm not sure whether it's the Ouija and the initials, and when all the initials start happening. That's an honourable mention. There's the seduction scene. That's very
probably,
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. Is it uncomfortable?
I mean, the basis of it is. I mean,
if
you
that
want
she's
the argument,
not actually him. Yeah, she's
obviously
not
it's not.
her.
It's Michelle Pfeiffer being seductive. There's nothing uncomfortable about that. But
I mean, it is the best line in the film. I think
know
she's starting to suspect something through your wife. I mean, they knew what they had with that line, how good that line was. That's the end of the trailer. That's everything.
Look at this. Doesn't that look exactly like a face? And there's a hand, see?
Someone who's very close to me seems to be in contact with some kind of entity or spirit.
There's a ghost in my house.
Any idea what she wants?
She said... Did you know her?
I had an affair with her. She came out here to the house, threatened to kill herself.
Get out!
If we can put this behind us, our life can go on. It's not too late.
It's great. I also quite like what is it Harrison says when she's there on the steps and she's got her legs open, and then he walks in and he notices her and he just takes his shirt up. He says, "Oh, you must have calmed down." It says something very good.
So you're not angry with me anymore?
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly say
like
that because she's saying, "Oh, I'm still a little bit angry that you fucking killed me and dumped me in a car in some river." Yeah, great scene. Like, hello, Professor. I just love it. I love it. I love it. And that leads into, I love a good argument. Back to Proof of Life with Meg Ryan. Before her husband gets kidnapped, you've got a whole 10-minute argument which just sets up their relationship beautifully. And I love a middle of a screenplay, middle of a film, or early in a film, setting up argument. I love it. And after the possession scene, that's got a great one.
I said get out! Fine.
Please, please,
I gave up everything.
please don't.
My life, my music.
I never asked you to quit.
Oh, there was never any other choice. You had to topple perfect daddy. That meant perfect wife, perfect family.
That's not fair. You were a single mother touring with a baby, and when I came along, you were only too happy to give it up, and when you did, you hated me for it, so you gave it all to her. Caitlin!
You leave her out of this.
And then out of nowhere, some bright young woman finds me attractive.
Stop it!
And I slipped. God help me, I slipped!
I'm not going to listen to this.
Claire! I tried to break it off.
You should have tried harder.
And then that leads into her going to her friend. Let's do one of my big questions now.
Hey.
Bit more of a social experiment question. Would you be able to do what that friend did? If so, I see, we don't have a current example for me. If I see Becky in a cafe with somebody, I'd tell you, even if you did come out, even if you were in a car crash, because all that's going to happen is more pain down the way. Because it's going to have to come out eventually, and all she's doing is maybe sticking around until the car accident. You get over it. Yeah, I'd tell you. Would you tell me?
Of course I would tell.
Yeah. It's painful stuff. Tom's weirdly specific favourite part of the film. I love the rear window twist. My favorite, creepy Ford, my favorite thing is too cold. I love him testing the water temperature. That is burned in my memory. Testing the temperature. Too cold. I love the next door neighbor choking his wife when he's like, when he's doing it, fully going for the gag. Just it's great stuff. I love the tension of an old computer. Just like when she's got the picture and it's slowly blurring.
Yeah.
You don't get that nowadays. She just goes, Miranda. What's she called? Is she called Miranda or Madison?
It's Madison. I think you get it mixed up with a daughter. What's her daughter's?
No, Caitlin. Her daughter's called
Oh,
Caitlin.
it's Kate, yeah. No, I think it's Madison.
Caitlin Spencer, Beatrice Jody, PhD student, Madison Elizabeth Frank. Just incredible. Mary,
MEF.
and they don't take it too far by having her find out that Mary Fleur's middle name is Alexis or something, or Ella. That, for me, would be taking it too far. She never finds out the middle name. Oh,
Yeah.
it's great.
We just get MF
so it's not
on the Ouija board.
too ridiculous. But it's... Basic Instinct, during the whole...
Yeah.
during the possession scene, they must have known what they were doing. I mean, I know that Basic Instinct can't own every sex scene where somebody then goes, but the building of dun, 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 then she doesn't grab it. But you cannot not. You've got to just leave that to Catherine Trammell. Ghost Help. What?
Maybe you were possessed when you wrote that.
Oh, no, Ghost Help, where she's got the necklace. And the
when
ghost
she's
helps her. And,
yeah.
Flashes, and then Harrison. That's the scare. It doesn't get me anymore because I know it's coming. But
it's just a friendly ghost.
Yeah, it's a friendly 5-year-old Tom. All right, it's friendly. You fucked my wife and I killed her, and she was a slut. It's all right, Tom. You're only 6. We were in trouble. Our marriage was in shit, and I fucked her. And you, oh no, do you know that word, Tom? So what happens? I don't understand. So he's had an extramarital affair because his marriage isn't going well. Good stuff. Will's more general favourite part of the film.
I like the whole, the bath scene again with the build up with the toe, and then she's nudging with the tap, and then that big last do it, and you still don't know after that if she's going to make it because she's still quite deep,
and then it's not done.
Yeah,
it's a bit. That's the bit where you go, oh, can he get away? But it does make sense. Of course, you wouldn't notice him crawling away. You've just got to give them the benefit of the doubt that he's creepy.
I like the whole phone. Oh, we've had an argument. That it's great in that when she's in the bath.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
That's
check on it tomorrow.
Please, I'm so worried about it. I like. Oh, she had green eyes. Great line. What else have I got? I like the whole truck car scene.
The fake, not fake, but the trick Chekhov's gun of having the massive pole next to him. You're thinking, that's how he's going to die. That's how he's going to die. And it doesn't. Good stuff. I don't know what it is. I love water tension. I love bathtubs filling. So this is like my favorite thriller because I love bathtubs filling. I love how visually satisfying that bath that's perfectly filled to the top is.
Yeah,
that's great. It's not feasible, but driving. I love cars. I don't know what it is. Any movie where you've got people trying to get out of a car that's underwater, slowly filling with water, I'm on board. I love it.
And we'll get on to this next week with Paddington.
Oh, yeah. This is a little bit lighter than Paddington. Sorry, other way around.
Lighter? There's a lot of prison violence in Paddington.
It is.
It gets.
Are we just going to right? You know what my biggest problem with Paddington 2 is? And it's my only problem with Paddington 2. And like nobody has mentioned this, and it's too blatant for me to just ignore. It's the exact like the middle. It's just Grand Budapest Hotel. They literally end up in pink prison suits that look exactly the same. It does annoy me slightly.
I think the whole colour scheme and directing of it is very Wes Anderson-esque.
Yeah.
The whole.
Well, I mean the prison escape, and you've got the ragtag team. It's too blatant for me.
Along the pipe, they're all in a line. Yeah. But what's not to like? It's just someone who obviously very much likes Wes Anderson.
It's true. That's what lies beneath. The Oscar travesty. Oh, I always bloody forget to fucking put them on. Let's do. I don't currently have it. Let me get it up here. So, well, the 2000 Oscars was American Beauty, I believe. Oh no, would it be? It would be 2001 because this came out in 2000. Yeah. 2001 Oscars and nominees, because I know who I want to add to best. I don't think he's going to get in on Best Actor. It's one of those weird roles where even though he is the lead.
Yeah. No, I said Michelle's the lead.
No. I mean, he's definitely the lead man.
Oh, yeah.
But if you give him Best Supporting Actor, he might win. Best Film, Gladiator, Chocolat, Erin Brockovich, Traffic, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You can definitely get rid of Chocolat.
Oh, no, I was about to say my big guilty pleasure is Chocolat.
Oh, that's great. I definitely didn't expect that. Well,
it's great.
Well, let's talk about this now. Robert Zemeckis films the first half of Castaway, and then in the 2-month break, when Tom Hanks is getting thin and growing out his beard, he makes What Lies Beneath. I love it when people do that. I can't. There's another example. Like, for God's sake, I can't remember it now. But I love when people like make smaller movies. It's great. Best Director, Steven Soderbergh got nominated twice. He won for Traffic, who was also nominated for Brockovich. Stephen Daldry was nominated for Billy Elliot. Ridley Scott, Gladiator. Ang Lee, Crouching Tiger. Best Actor, Russell Crowe, Gladiator. Javier Bardem, Before Night Falls. Ed Harris, Pollock. Jeffrey Rush, Quills. Tom Hanks, Castaway. Do you know who won?
It was Gladiator, wasn't it?
It was Russell Crowe. Hot off bedding Meg Ryan. Best Actress, Julia Roberts won for Erin Brockovich.
She's good in.
Yeah, she's fine. She's not as good as Ellen. She's not as good as Ellen Burstyn in Requiem for a Dream.
Ellen should have got that. Laura
Linney on You Can Count on Me is also great. Your personal favourite, Juliette Binoche in Chocolate. Pardon me, Chocolat.
Chocolat.
Best Supporting Actor, definitely get. Best Actress, Cut. I've not seen The Contender, but I've also never heard of it. And I know that that's not a reason to cut a film, but I like Joan Allen. I think if I'd known that there was an Oscar-worthy Joan Allen performance, I mean, I would personally cut Juliette Binoche in Chocolate, but I know that you won't stand for that. Would you cut her? Would you cut her for Michelle?
I'd cut her. I like the film. I'd cut her acting.
Yeah. So put Michelle in. Joaquin Phoenix, Gladiator. Benicio del Toro, Traffic. Albert Finney, Erin Brockovich. Willem Dafoe, Shadow of the Vampire. Jeff Bridges, The Contender. Who won?
Oh, who did? Jeff?
Benicio del Toro for Traffic. Yeah. I'd say, again, we've got this Contender problem. Maybe The Contender's the best film I've ever seen, but for now, I'm definitely getting rid of Jeff Bridges to put in Harrison Ford. Best Supporting Actress, I don't know if Jodie deserves a nomination. She's got a few good scenes, but I don't know. Best Original Screenplay. Technically, yes. Almost Famous, Billy Elliot, Erin Brockovich, Gladiator, You Can Count on Me.
What won that? Did Gladiator win?
Almost Famous.
All right.
Gladiator's script is not its best part. I mean, you could make the argument that the script of this is elevated by the directing and the performances and everything around it, but also it's just a bloody good script. Yeah, maybe.
Stick it in there. Stick it in there.
Yeah, what we're doing isn't changing anything. So yes, let's stick it in. I'm just going to take this one for you, Will. Will's favourite building or set. This, from first seeing the film, I have wanted to live in this house. I love a lake. I love... Go on, have you done any research?
I can right now. What? I mean, first of all, that just setting it by the lake, it's just wonderfully...
Water.
Why would you want to... And also the escape, the keeping her in a confined location. It's just a great location.
I love lakes. I love my first play before I retitled it Mummy's Boy was originally going to be called The Lake House, but that is obviously a Keanu Reeves
already a movie.
and also it wasn't named for any reason other than the setting was a lake house. They were like, I mean, obviously Pinter can get away with The Room. Didn't even bloody think about it. I mean, he obviously did. Yeah. Incredible house. I love movie real estate, and this is some great real estate. It's free real estate. It's free real estate. Best soundtrack titles. We've got a few good ones this week. Here we go. Are you ready? Panic Attack. Real Estate. Oh no, I've just read out my notes. Panic Attack. Ouija Board. You Know. Forbidden Fruit. I Opened the Door. The Getaway. Reunited.
It's great. It's kind of, they're just the names of the scenes. If you got scene selection up on your...
Oh, this is my favourite thing. I like scene selection. 1 minute, let me get my DVD. Oh, because I can do this note now. Look how good my DVD is. So it's this. And then it's got You Know. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Got You Know. And then this is just this now. It's very ominous. Here we go. Caitlin Goes to College. Noisy Neighbours. Let's talk about that scene.
What, with the body bag?
No, where they're noisy, where they're having sex.
Oh.
What? Is that just me? Or... I mean, I'm all for... Well, we don't need to get too personal. And I have had stuff that loud before, but I've also never left my window open and really, you know...
Maybe they were just very proud. Very proud.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're also just being proud to the next door neighbours.
Yeah.
Anyway. Terrified Mr. Fure. Good neighbours. Opening doors. Spying on Mr. Fure. Old friends. Reflections in the tub. Doctor's visit. Seance. Something is happening to me. A visit with Mary Fure. Madison Elizabeth Frank. Forbidden fruit. A presence in our house. Exorcism by fire. I will make it up to you. Norman's confession. Unlocking the mystery. There's the suicide setup. I want to make bands that are the titles of these chapter selections. Over the bridge. Rest in peace. Nice little end. Nice little rest in peace.
They sound like bingo call-ups.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Suicide Setup, number 32. And we're going for number 32, Suicide Setup. Don't know what this voice is. It's vaguely lispy. Why does the word What's the chain? Oh no, I'm a bullshitter. Best single minute. Not BAFTA included. I love her snap in public when she you killed your wife.
Your husband.
Yeah, you killed your
Oh,
wife.
your wife.
Hello.
And it's like, hello.
Is everything all right? Hello.
You killed my wife. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah. I didn't kill my wife. OJ. Why do I have to bring up OJ again? This movie's better if Alan thought James Simpson. No, it's not. He just wouldn't do a suicide setup. He'd just kill her and get away with it. Just like leave blood everywhere. Just go, yeah, did it one time and do it again. Have you got a single minute?
I quite like the whole hand grabbing for the dagger thing. That tension is very good.
What do you think of when he tries to strangle her? Is that not a step too far?
Chuck it in there.
Another 5. Oh, that hurt. Best line. She's starting to suspect something. Who? Your wife. I like where she snaps in the... Well, she doesn't snap in the therapy. Where she cuts the bullshit and goes, there's a ghost in my house. I love... We can be quick and quiet. I don't want to be either. Good stuff, good stuff. William, your best line.
No, I 100% agree. Your wife. My wife, your wife.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Is the film better if she goes, she's starting to suspect something? Who is? Your wife.
This is my wife. This is my other wife.
And then Harrison Ford goes, my wife! Is the film 10 times better?
Yes.
Okay, now there we go. And that's,
and that's the change.
That's the change. Well, what is the change?
A longer scene of them trying to get at each other near the end.
Yeah, I've got one.
More of it.
The CGI is bad and weird, but not the ghosts. The ghosts look great. The stuff where it's like the car and they're going in and out of the car and then the shoe falls. And then there's that weird scene where they're driving to the dinner, but it's just the mirrors.
When you talk about the ghosts, I think like the scenes where he twists the necklace around and then he sees her face. I think that should just be the whole actor. I don't think it should have been a transposed face.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Like the thing, that's the reason the thing is so good is because it's all practical.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's a bit of stop motion. And then you look at the Thing remake and it's all CGI and it looks like dog shit.
They made it practical effect, didn't they? Somewhere out there is that cut where they worked so hard on it, and then the producer just went, "Nah, it looks too much like an 80s movie." That's what it's meant to be.
And also, I'm always more scared, and it's more realistic to me.
Oh, because it is.
Because it's there, even if it looks like shit.
Yeah, in the Thing remake, like with the double-headed crawling on the floor, it looks like the Lazarus Experiment, that episode of Doctor Who where.
I like that one though.
Oh no, you don't.
The CGI is terrible.
Oh yeah,
but Matt Gaetz is good.
He's a great
perverted old man. I think the episode works better if his whole methodology is just to finally fuck that secretary that he was flirting with in the first scene. Maybe that's why he made the whole youth machine.
As Lazarus, as the.
Oh. those were the days, weren't they? Saturday afternoons.
Yeah, why move it to a Sunday? I'm sorry. Why?
I don't know. I don't watch it anymore.
I'm sticking with it, and the nostalgia. I don't enjoy it, but I just someday,
like a marriage that's breaking down. Yeah, no, that'd probably be my change. Yeah. What's left from Will's notes?
I've covered everything on my notes on my document.
On my document.
Document.
What's left from Tom's notes? They're a great couple and a great realistic couple. I love when I don't have to stretch my imagination and go, oh, these two wouldn't be together in real life. Let's bring it up for a third time. Proof of Life with Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe. And obviously that bleeds into real life. That's how good a couple they were on screen. Yeah. Going mad movies. I love going mad movies. I love movies where people go mad. Shining.
Great example.
Black Swan.
Falling Down.
Falling Down. I just love movies where people disintegrate.
Election.
Yeah. On the scale, you've got The Shining on one end and then The Election. I love, same photo album. That photo album where everything falls out bit by bit. That may be a stretch. Maybe a little stretch. She's got... Yeah. Would you put your wedding photos with your current husband in the same album as the ones where you've got... They can afford that house. She can afford 2 photo albums to have just one for the wedding and one for her old musician dead husband. I also like that that's just never brought up again. Not a throwaway line. It's given a little bit and it upsets her when she thinks about it, but dead ex-husband. He just died and that's it. There's not like, I don't know, Harrison Ford killed him 5 years later to get with Michelle. Solitaire on a computer. I love that. She cuts herself twice on the same fence. Come on, Michelle. Sort yourself out. Same fence. Okay, great. The crazy friend, where she's like, do you think I'll pick up some guys in this? And she does that crazy voice. Which is the weird thing of... I also don't like when people are friends with people in movies and you're like, why? I mean, this isn't a glaring example, but I'm also like, when did Michelle become friends with this, herbalist, psychic, witchcraft lady who was, had a divorce and is now picking up young men? I do love the subtle payoff of, have you picked up any guys yet? Yeah, I've got one in the trunk. Because who's in the trunk? Oh. I love how faint the first ghost in the lake is. You're just tricking your eye, and you're like, "Is something there?" What? I can't see it. Great. Which
is
good.
What do you think of the closing sort of shot with the face in the snow?
In the snow?
Yeah.
I don't know. It either needs to be more subtle or less subtle. I know that goes against exactly what I just said about the ghost, the faint ghost in the star. I don't know. Maybe I think it's just a bit too on the nose. And also it goes against the thing of she's not at peace then. She's not
I say it doesn't work because, she's got Harrison now. There's no need for... And
they're happy together in the afterlife. Maybe that's the hidden... Just the two of us. It's like the end of Sleepy Hollow where Christopher Walken he takes Miranda Richardson to be his lawfully wedded wife in hell. And all the blood. That traumatized me as well. But I've ended up all right. What's the name of the dog?
Is this a quiz?
Cooper. Drug setup. At what point? Because you can't take that drug home. Did he just? He doesn't take his work home with him. So I don't like to think of this as a nitpick. I like to think of it as, let's figure it out. At what point did he bring that drug home?
During the seance, or when she was distracted by a friend round, something like that.
Oh no, I don't mean like that, because he can obviously get it in. He can just get it in his briefcase. Yeah. I mean, at what point did he decide that there could be the possibility that he might have to kill Michelle?
Oh, did he have the rag ready? From the get-go. As soon as he met her.
I also love how, on a rewatch, it's like obvious, and you're like, how did I miss this on the first time? But it just goes straight past you, that rat thing, doesn't it? Where you're like, yeah, we're drugging this rat. It can't move. It's comatose, and it can't move. You're just like, well, that's weird that we know. But I guess we should know what he's working on. A perfectly filled bath. A perfectly filled bath.
Yes.
Is very different, but just as visually satisfying as a perfectly filled bath. That's staying in. Pinot Noir, the Ouija. A beautiful wine, a nice Pinot Noir. My DVD, we talked about that. Why does she put the necklace on?
Because it's a nice necklace. Why doesn't she take...
Is she doing it to summon her again?
Yeah, no, but the thing, why doesn't she take it off is my question. Because if she's freaked out by this, she must have worked out by now that that's what's causing things. But is it the fact that she's been possessed so far that it's making her...
I don't know. Who knows?
Or is it one of those where in movies people always just make bad decisions?
But I don't want that for this. This is too tight. This is too perfect. I don't want it. Which leads me on to my other annoyance. The evidence box. Did she bring the evidence box as like, this is my proof? Because in reality, it's not that she came to kill herself. He killed her. So what is this evidence box? Is that just the box that she kept and then Harrison stole it? If so, why did he throw it in the river and not keep it? Oh, well, no, I've figured that one out as we're talking, because obviously if they find the car and then they find, we found a dead body. Oh, there's all this evidence. Okay, that makes sense. Here's a question. Is he planning on Judge Turpin and Caitlin? Because he says the irony is that this is going to bring me closer to Caitlin.
That's no. I don't put that thought.
No, it's not that bad. It's not. He's okay being. You're okay with it being a planning to be a serial murderer, but don't molest Caitlin. I mean, I don't want him to. I don't think that's the change. I don't think that's the deleted scene that I want.
That's the sequel. But it isn't, because, or maybe the ghost of Harrison Ford.
The ghost of Harrison Ford molests Caitlin. That'll sell well. I mean, give it to Netflix; they'll pay for it. Fucking knock out 10 a week. It's a sequel to What Lies Beneath, but it's the dad, and he's a ghost molester, and he molests the daughter. Yeah, do that. Somebody would pay for it.
Have you seen Afterlife Series 2?
No, I haven't yet.
No. There's you just keep looking out. There's a great scene. It's been on Facebook and whatnot where Kerry Godliman, his wife, who sadly passed away, he has a flashback to her swimming. It's just a superimposed, put-out face of Kerry Godliman on someone else's body, and it's very bad. Why couldn't they?
Can she not swim?
Well, that leaves me thinking maybe she can't swim, but just write a different scene of a flashback. But it's very badly done. It's very obviously which I just got reminded because of the superimposed faces in this movie. And they should just.
But these are ghosts, so you can be like, oh, it's not. It doesn't look. If you want to do that stretch, you can say it doesn't look realistic because they're ghosts. You don't have to go. It doesn't look realistic because he's misremembering the ghost of his dead wife, the memory of his dead wife. It wasn't based on a book. There isn't an alternate ending, to my knowledge. A few fun facts. When the movie title first appears on screen, the word lies appears just before the rest of the title.
Yes. Ooh.
He filmed this while production for Castaway was shut down. Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford were Robert Zemeckis' first and only choices, apparently, for the lead roles of Claire and Norman Spencer. The house depicted in the film was used for day scenes only. It was torn down after filming because it didn't meet local building codes. There is a Bollywood
bane
movie.
of my life.
Yeah. There is a Bollywood movie named Raz, which was inspired by this movie. I didn't see it.
But just going back to Castaway, I never knew it was. They shut down production. I always thought Tom Hanks. They shot it in reverse, where he got. I thought that's pretty how they did it. Like he worked out, got really thin, and then just ate, and they filmed the scenes in reverse. That's how I assumed it, but no.
I think I read that they wanted to do it in sequence. Because he did that to get the disintegration better. Because he did that with Flight, Zemeckis. He did that with Flight. Did you ever watch Flight with Denzel? That was good. He was is like a cokehead drunk pilot, and he lands the plane. There's like a massive disaster, but he lands the plane against all the odds. But obviously, they find alcohol in his system. So you've got the thing of, he is a miracle pilot, and if it wasn't for him, everybody would be dead. But also, he was loaded. Good film. And they filmed that in sequence as well, to sort of get it better. Claire and Norman's sailboat is called what?
Oh, I don't know.
Good Genes. During the final scene, a face materializes in the snow. This is Harrison Ford's second big screen death scene. The first was in The Mosquito Coast. Pardon me. What has been the one movie he's died in since?
Star Wars.
Correct. Very annoying. There's another one about how in the original script they had a bit more of a stilted relationship, and they smoked pot a few times to liven it up, just like Eyes Wide Shut. What a film. Tom's big questions. We've touched on would you tell me about an affair? Ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts, Will?
I do. Yeah. I not maybe in the form that we all, but I do think there's something like that. There's the things that are unexplained. I don't want to put it all on science. I do think memories or something playing on your mind, I think something triggers it, and it's fascinating. But it's one of the things that really does spook me out in life. I hate, like, if I go to bed and late at night I watch a terrifying ghost movie, I can't sleep. I keep looking in the mirror in the corner of the room. It's one of the few things that scares me as a.
Never gets old.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Good voice. Synopsis of a sequel? Well, we've got one, and it's in the bag, and Netflix is going to buy it. 10 episodes. Closing line Hall of Fame. really, really bugged me out because I had to skip back because in actuality, the final line is, think of Caitlin, please, please. And as we've alluded to in the sequel, that's a perfect closing line because that sets up the sequel, which we're going to make. Well, any final thoughts on Was Lasa Banatha? That's not actual German.
That's, yeah. Okay. I think this is just one of the, can you call it modern anymore?
Yeah.
2000s. That's,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
go
not-
on,
yeah.
go on. It's one of the modern thrillers that really works without being corny. Like, incorporate the whole paranormal aspect. It does it well in that a lot of films since haven't been able to do.
I'm not a big paranormal guy, other than this. I'm struggling to think of one that.
So you see that I would argue the closest thing that producers have tried to do since this is Girl on the Train, which was dire. That's
Gone Girl. Gone Girl.
I've not seen Gone Girl, so there we go.
Gone Girl's
Yes.
good. Yeah, no. Bring back spooky thrillers and bring back erotic thrillers. The heyday of the erotic thriller. Bring back the erotic thriller. I want more Basic Instincts. I want more erotic thrillers. Vote for Thomas Carruthers. So Will, now behind the curtain, everybody. Last episode, after it was ended, Will said in a rather lamentable voice, "I never get to sign off." So Will.
Yay. I've been Will Legater.
And I've been Thomas Carruthers. Oh no! Go! Do it! Say something really powerful to leave us with.
Really powerful. Don't do drugs.
Unless that drug is what's Hataline or whatever they call it. Is it a real drug? The numbing drug?
Tamoxifen and Barabutanol.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to
Johnny
say something.
English
You're gonna
Reader.
have to say something
Yeah.
again now because
I am
on it again. Go again.
I am. Yeah. On that bombshell, I'm going to do the Top Gear.
You can't just steal Top Gear. Go again.
I can't. Good night. Thank you. And
Whoever.
good.
Sorry. Go again. Go again.
I think the power of silence speaks for itself.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba.